Hey, if this is how you spend a lot of your winter at home, wrapped up in a blanket, wondering where all that cold air is coming in or where that heat is going out, I'm going to show you how to figure that out with a little device you can pick up, and you'll see right where it's going. You'll know how to solve the problem. Hey, it's almost December here in Colorado and it's cold. It was freezing last night. It snowed last night like this picture here. And sometimes it's just cold inside no matter what you're walking around with clothes on and you're still cold. There's a reason for that. And it's mostly due to improper insulation, air leakage, heat loss, things like that. What often is happening when you think you're feeling the cold coming in, what you're feeling is the cold pulling the heat off your body, because temperatures try and equalize. You imagine if you put like a big box right here, poured some cold in here, some hot air in here, in a little bit of time they would mix. They want to equalize. When you got a really cold wall, a window, or metal, anything like that, and you've got your warm body and you're walking around, it's basically trying to pull that heat off of you, and so you feel the cold. And there is cold coming in too. A lot of times it's due to improper insulation, leakage through gaps and cracks, things that you can fix. The insulation is a little bit harder, but there's a way to figure out where a lot of that heat is being lost. Now, there's a thing called a delta in temperature, and that basically means the difference between your indoor air temperature and the outdoor. The colder it gets outside, the higher that delta is, the more rapid the heat wants to go through the walls. The closer it gets together, the slower you have that heat loss. So that's why in the winter, even inside your house with the doors closed, all that, you can feel really cold because there's so much difference. It's like you're losing so much of that heat, you feel it. You can also feel air leakage. Just a minor amount of air leakage can make a difference. Now, I've experienced both. My dad built a house about 15 years ago, and I helped him, and we did a lot of insulating on that a lot of people wouldn't do. We went through and foamed everywhere. We sealed up everywhere. He also built, it was a log home with split logs with foam insulation in between. In the dead of winter, he had this giant, like 16-foot wall of glass that looked out over a lake. And even in dead of winter at Christmas time, we'd be in there and it'd feel comfortable. The difference is insulation, ceiling, weather stripping, those kind of things. But if you've already got a house that's already built, how do you know if it's leaking or where it's leaking? Well, I'm going to show you some pictures of a device called an infrared thermometer. Used to be pretty exclusive to like big builders or power companies. They would come out and do a power audit, an energy audit. And you still may be able to get that done. There may be a charge, it may be free, I'm not sure, you'd have to inquire. So what an infrared thermometer does is it's seeing a different spectrum of the light band, basically. If you've ever seen like a cop chase and they're chasing guys at night and they say they're going to look at them with a FLIR, that's forward-looking infrared. They're looking at the heat differential between objects like the warm body and the cooler ground, and they can see you in pitch black because it's not looking at the light, the visible spectrum. And if you look at the outside of your house or your building like that, you can see the same thing even in pitch black. So I'm going to show you some images here, and this device that I have is called the Infrar Ray, and I'll put a link to this in the description down below. It's really not that much money. It could save you far more than the cost of it, and you can use it in so many more uses. Like, let's just say you think you may have something overheating in your mechanical room, but you're not sure what it smells like, burning rubber, something like that. You get this thing out, look, you'll see the hot spots in there. Could save you from damage, things like that. So you can find out if you got electronic devices running really hot. You can look at your car engine, see what part of the engine is running extra hot. There's a lot of uses for it. You can even see basically in the dark. So I don't know that you'd want to use it for this, but if you walked outside, if you live in the country, you walk outside, pointed around, you could see the deer walking around your front yard, even if it was pitch black. So they see in the dark, but they're seeing the temperature differential. So look at this picture right here, and you'll see this is a picture of my shop garage door. Now, these devices, you can set different color scales on them. I set this to the rainbow scale. You can do black and white. There's all kinds of them, but I kind of like this because it makes the hot spots look red, and that red is where heat is escaping. So you can see some of these different pictures here. You can see red indicating a hotter spot. It's not necessarily saying there's heat escaping, but it's a higher temperature differential. So in this case, if it's red and the other area is kind of that green color, there's heat loss right there, and you know to look for a way to seal that up. So what you do is you use this to find, say, you might find a bay in your wall that's missing insulation. I have seen it many times. Some of the older homes didn't even have insulation. I've opened up turn of the century homes that had nothing but newspaper inside. You won't know that unless you look at it like with this device. You can see thermal bridging, which is where the studs are transferring the heat through the wall or the cold into the house, because it doesn't have the R value that your insulation does, so that it's just losing a lot of heat that way. You can see air gaps around windows where heat's coming out, or if you stand inside, you can see where the cold's coming in. So you use this device, like on my RV, we're living in an RV, we don't have a house right now. You can see all kinds of leakage. RVs are typically really inefficient, and this is a 2023. It's actually rated at R40 in the ceiling, I think it was 30 in the floor, and R9 in the walls. But they leak terribly around the slide outs. The windows are single pane. You can see that coming out of there really bad. So if you look at your house, you'll know places to put better weather stripping, to do some more caulking, maybe some more insulating, things like that. Now if you see a lot of leakage around your glass, you can put that shrink film up and it will make quite a bit of difference. We're actually going to do that in our RV. So check out the link in the description down below, and you'll find out some more information about it, pricing, all that. And if you want to pick one of these up and use it on your house, or you're in your business as a contractor, a HVAC technician, whatever, I'm really happy with this device. I think they're really cool. And hey, if you like doing your own home improvement stuff like drywall repairs, I've got my Drywall Academy up and running. We got several courses on there right now. We got some free trials. Go sign up at drywallacademy.com. and you'll get to take some of our courses for free. We will be releasing a lot more courses over the next year. It's going to be content being released on there all the time, everything from the very basics to things like texture matching, bidding jobs, everything from homeowners to professionals. So go check it out and you'll learn a lot more, a lot faster, cut out a lot of that frustration that you're having with your drywall mudding and repairs. Hey, did I tell you guys that we got robbed a year ago? We got hit for like $15,000 in losses. They took a bunch of my mechanics tools and a bunch of my construction tools, and then we installed SimpliSafe. And honestly, I think it's a really good system. We haven't had any problems since, but we've got cameras, like 2 cameras outside, 1 in the office. We've got glass break sensors. We've got temperature sensors to make sure if the heater goes off, our pipes don't freeze. We've got water sensors by any water pipe areas in case they do leak or burst. We've got glass break sensors, door sensors. I mean, we're fully covered now. I don't think we're going to have any more problems. And they're not a sponsor of mine, but I do have a special offer for you. If you want up to 60% off, they say I can offer you this discount code and you'll get up to 60% off, and we get a Visa gift card for it if you sign up. Check out the link in the description down below, and thanks for your support.